Rise and Whine, a segment on the show that I'm going to be doing every week where I vent about things that pissed me off in sports. The thing that pissed me off the most over the weekend was my alma mater, Penn State, losing as a 25-point favorite to winless UCLA. This is one of the worst losses, maybe of the millennium in college football. It is definitely the worst loss of the James Franklin era. But I have bad news for Penn State fans, myself included, that want to see this program move on and ascend to a higher level. James Franklin has a $50 million buyout. He is not going anywhere. I do not think the Board of Trustees, with all the money that they have spent on the roster, on the coaching staff, is going to fork over $50 million to push James Franklin out as head coach of Penn State. That doesn't excuse the loss. It is the worst loss in a long time that I can recall since I was a Penn State fan, when I was a member of that school in the early 2000s. Now, we had some bad losses. We lost the game 6-4 to Iowa. That was with Zach Mills at quarterback. I was at that game, by the way. It was my freshman year. They had no expectations that year. So you can afford a bad loss that year. You can lose a game 6-4, and it'll just be a punchline, but it's not going to alter the program in any significant way, up or down. This loss will. And I credit Josh Pate, who said this after the Oregon game. He said Penn State's program is going to go in one or two different directions after this game. They're either going to rebound and they're going to bounce back, or they're going to fall off a cliff. He was right. The cliff has been jumped off of, not fallen off of. Penn State jumped off the cliff. The reason why this game was so damning is, A, obviously they were a big favorite. UCLA has been terrible, one of the worst teams in college football, 0-4, the Nico drama, all of those things. But Jerry Neuheisel, Rick Neuheisel's son, was hired midweek to be the offensive coordinator. He's a very young kid, his first time calling plays. He admitted after the game that he had forgotten multiple times to put the headset microphone down and hit the right button to call the play, which means multiple times during the game, UCLA didn't even call a play, and Penn State still couldn't stop it. They gave up 42 points. The highest paid defensive coordinator in the sport, Jim Knowles, could not stop UCLA's offense with Nico Iamaleava at quarterback and a 31-year-old kid who had never called plays before, who's not even putting the headset on right, getting the play in to his quarterback. I have no words for what took place at the Rose Bowl on Saturday. But the bad news is James Franklin ain't going anywhere. All right, also on my Rise and Whine list today, Bill Belichick, who got absolutely pounded by Clemson over the weekend. That's not even the headline here. We expected that. They were a double-digit dog in that game, and Clemson embarrassed them. The part that is embarrassing even more so is the news that broke on Monday morning. And I want to pull up this tweet from Ross Martin, who is a content editor with 24/7. According to sources inside the UNC football program, it is a directive from the staff, Bill Belichick, to not tweet, retweet anything Patriots related, which is clearly why UNC football has not posted anything from Drake May's electric primetime win over the Buffalo Bills. So you're probably wondering, what does this mean? And my takeaway from it is Bill Belichick continues to show why he is not fit to be coaching college sports right now. College sports is all about two things: student athletes and recruiting. If you can't do those two things, have relationships with the student athletes and recruit young kids and push the program forward, you are not fit to coach college football. Bill Belichick is obviously in this for him. It's not about the kids. It's about Bill. UNC should be screaming from the rooftops how great Drake May looked last night. That should be the number one talking point for UNC football today. They should be sending it out to all their donors, all their boosters, Look at what a quarterback from our program can do. All their recruits should be seeing it, especially the quarterback recruits. Look what you can do if you come to UNC. Look what we can propel you to. But the feud, the pettiness between Bill and the Patriots has clouded his judgment on how to run the program. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for it. This level of pettiness maybe would be acceptable if they were winning games. They're not. They're a bad team. He's not identifying talent at a high level anymore. At some point, UNC has to decide what's best for the program or what's best for Bill. Because I don't think those two things are aligned right now, which is very rare in a college football landscape. Usually, in college sports, I know college sports is changing, NIL, all this stuff. It's like professional sports now. But typically, there's still a level of purity with college football. It's for the kids. It's for the school. It's for the program. In this situation, it is all about Bill. And he's not even a good coach. Not right now. Maybe 10 years ago he was. But right now, go look at the results. He's not a good football coach. So that's Rise and Whine, where I vent about things that bothered me in sports over the weekend. In this case, both college football topics. I think you can also throw the Cardinals' epic choke job in there, especially considering they ruined my undefeated week in Circa. But let's stick to the college sports ranks this week.